Starts recording. All right, guys, what up? Aloha. We're here for the live stream here and everything, So, aloha to my football bands, to football hot people. Aloha to the football bands people. So we're here with Mr. Javan, the big man, Chelsea fan.
Can you capture this, please?
Can you capture this, please, Javan?
So you remember a Chelsea fan. I also got Mr. Devo here from the Football Bands show. So look, man.
Yeah, don't know.
This is what it is. Looks like a guy said, man, like Devo. So this is what it is, man. And remember, guys. So those people who remember Fang Park Live, one of the great TV shows that unfortunately didn't really carry on. This was the man behind everything. This was the brains behind the whole expertise.
Yeah.
Javan was the one that kept it through. He was the technical dude that really made Fang Park Live give it that extra oomph. So look. This, as I said again, and people have insulted me, this is the biggest final in the last 20 years. 25 years. Too much is riding on this man. Look, see, even like a guy even asked, why was Fan Park Live dropped? But look, that's a whole different conversation. So, this is, I feel this is the biggest final in the last 25, 26 years, because I just think there's a lot riding upon this, because even if I know that the Champions League final is, you could say it's bigger based on it's a Champions League as a elite competition, I think the fact that this is a London rivalry, it's Arsenal versus Chelsea, and when you look at the storylines that we'll get into, the storylines of both sides, like the Sarri storyline, the Hazard storyline, the transfer ban storyline, you have the whole Emery storyline.
There's a lot going into this game, a lot of different strands of.
There are stories, man.
There's a lot going into this game. The
Mkhitaryan
also, thing, obviously.
So look, off the bat, super chat from Harry Truman. Thank you for super chat. So super chat from Harry Truman. Thank you, Harry. He says, I think Chelsea fan. He says we will get physically examined by Laka and Oba.
I like that. Wow,
Harry. You know what's like? See, that is what's worried me, because see, I will come off the bat and say right now, even if Chelsea had Kante and Loftus-Cheek, I would still say Arsenal would be favourites. But you take Loftus-Cheek out, Kante is a doubt. Like, you see, what I saw Arsenal do to Valencia, even if I still think Valencia are an 15, but remember, Valencia coming up to that semi-final were actually pretty good. Yeah. And even I said that Valencia were the strongest out of the 4 teams remaining. So what Arsenal did to them in both legs, especially in Valencia, I was like...
You know what? Someone said earlier, can't remember where it was, whether it was Instagram. It was on Instagram, it was a post. And someone said about Aubameyang. It was some other football chat show. I can't remember the name of it. I'm not being disrespectful. I literally can't remember the name of it. But one of their panelists said Aubameyang doesn't show up in the big games. I was like, Europa League semi-final. We're 1-0 down. The guy bangs a hat-trick. And it's a great hat-trick. He banged 2 against Tottenham at home to make us beat Tottenham in the North London derby.
But then he missed that penalty.
He missed that penalty, yeah. Okay, so that one penalty negates the hat-trick.
And if he scored the penalty, he'd have been top scorer.
Yeah. And he missed a sitter against Burnley last game. But my point is, that's a big game. He turned up. He golden boot. Yeah, he might not have scored against Liverpool. He might have scored, but he got a golden boot. Do you know what I mean? So he is a big game player, and hopefully, for my sake, we will see that in Baku.
Thoughts on?
I don't even know where to start.
Actually, you know what? Let's before we get into the game mainly, let's actually talk a bit about this whole Mkhitaryan thing. Because again, remember, guys, Hope Meets Bands it'll drop tomorrow, and we actually get into that in detail. But since we're here, and it's a topic, so from your point of view, Arsenal fan, your thoughts on the Mkhitaryan situation? Because I did a live about this a few days ago, and I think there was a guy that wrote a comment, and he's actually Armenian. And he said, I don't even know how, he's actually spoken to Mkhitaryan before and everything. And he said, like, yeah, man, look, this stuff is real.
It's real.
This stuff is real. Like, this
we can't downplay the conflict. Do you know what I mean? That's one thing we can't do. But something that I did learn today, that someone told me, is that we played Karabakh. We played in Baku earlier, either this season or last season. We played against him, and he didn't play in that, and there was no fuss whatsoever. He just didn't travel. Obviously, it's a final, so it's been heightened. But for me, you shouldn't have to say, right, bro, you can't go there because X, Y, and Z. Same thing with Shaqiri at Liverpool, where he couldn't play where was it they played? And he couldn't go because of his because of his birthplace
is
or
it
his
Serbia?
heritage. Yeah,
Serbia,
that was it,
Serbia.
against Belgrade. He couldn't go.
Yeah.
That shouldn't happen in football.
No.
There's no football is football. Politics is politics. It shouldn't be a thing of right. You were born in this country, so you can't go and play football in that country. That's madness. It's 2019.
No.
It's madness. And for the ambassador or whoever it was of Azerbaijan to come out with that piece of shit statement about, well, we'll protect him as long as he does his job as a footballer, but if he opens his mouth, then boy, whatever happens. That's madness. And for UEFA to just be there like, yeah, all right, I don't see a problem with that. Carry on. I don't think at the beginning of the season when they chose Baku, they could have ever expected something like this to come up. But it shows that they need to put a little bit more thought into where they have these finals taking place.
Thoughts on the whole Mkhitaryan shebang fiasco. And I know, look, I'm not hating about the whole Baku thing, but as Devo said, man, you have to think a bit before you choose a venue you're having a final in, man.
It's the truth. Like, you can't have a final where possibly. Well, obviously you have to think anything can happen. There's a rivaling countries. You have to say, okay, what if this happens? You have to look for these things. Maybe they didn't think this will happen, but here we are. This happened. Unfortunately for Arsenal, it's gonna seem like Mkhitaryan's gonna stay back.
It's confirmed.
It's just gonna say that. So it's just poor on their behalf. So there's nothing more I can say on it apart from that, really.
But I mean, imagine it was Hazard, for example, or it was Aubameyang, or it was one of the main stars of the team. Do you think that they would just be like, yeah, you're gonna have to stay at home?
No. Listen, something.
And we're just gonna play.
I feel like
you.
also
So imagine if Mkhitaryan was like Hazard, would Chelsea just be like, because I think we said it, either we will not want to play the final, or they will take the risk and they will actually want Hazard to go.
I hear what, but what will happen?
I think personally, I think both teams should say we're not playing. That would be the kind of statement, not just because of this situation, but it's against this situation ever happening again. It's against. I mean, I know there's no sort of racism angle here, but if you're willing to do this to protect one of your players, imagine the next time if they go to play in Montenegro, and we know that black players have been abused in Montenegro. Yeah. This stance now, where Arsenal Chelsea are like, we're not playing that. Imagine the next time a team goes to play in Montenegro, they're like, we're not playing there because our players suffer abuse. Imagine teams take these kind of actions. UEFA will be forced to do something about it. But at the moment, UEFA just hand out 15 grand there, 10 grand over there, slap on the wrist. It's nothing. It's up to the clubs to actually say, no, we're not standing for that. This is what we're going to do. Now, what are you going to do? But I don't think anyone's going to do that.
Okay, so say Chelsea and Arsenal just saying, yeah, we're not playing. Then what?
What UEFA will probably do is say, all right, Valencia and Frankfurt, you're in the final. That's probably what they'll do.
Basically, it blows the game. No, see, it's basically. Do you know what?
If you don't play,
do you know what happens? Like that means it puts the game into disrepute because again, the only losers really are UEFA, because the world and everybody would actually be backing Chelsea and saying, you know what, we're not playing because we feel that we're in the right and we're righteous. So if UEFA now puts Valencia and Frankfurt in the final, your whole tournament looks stupid. So the whole point is that you're drawing the game into dispute. But look, let's just let's articulate into the game proper.
Sorry, and also it's because it's the Europa League as well. They're not gonna be like, I can't deal with all this stress. It's just that well, it is what it is.
Well, I mean, they would never have a Champions League final in Baku.
No, exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's what I'm trying to say. So
that is the point.
They don't even take their tournament seriously. And that's
No, because let's keep it real. Because people that were hating me about like, oh my gosh, why can't Baku host and everything? Be honest with yourselves. Would they ever have a Champions League final in Azerbaijan?
Hell no.
Let's keep it real. They wouldn't. So why is it a Europa League final in Baku? But you would never. What does a Champions League final, the showpiece European club, the showpiece club event? Would that ever be? That would always be the place where this is well known. It's a massive stadium. It's places that people can access to. Like, okay, if you put it this way, okay, are there any Azerbaijan clubs even in the Europa League?
Yeah, but Karabakh.
Oh, Karabakh from
Karabakh from we played there this season.
Hey, shout out to Karabakh, man.
This is another thing also. they don't expect like teams like Arsenal and Chelsea to be in the Europa League. So obviously they're gonna just dash it. In Baku. They're gonna dash it there. They know none of these things. It's gonna end up being like, I don't know, Ludogorets and Moscow, someone from Moscow in the final. So they're not thinking about
Atletico Madrid got there last year. Who did that at Marseille?
But basically, they're saying that the Euros is in Baku.
Yeah, because they're moving it around certain different places. So Baku is one of the host countries, but chances of Armenia getting into the European Championships are very, very slim. Like they're not getting there.
But look, let's get into the game proper. So let's look at let's start with Chelsea first, man. So I address this on my podcast, Talking Tactics. You know, shout out to your boy Daniel T, who's actually in the chat right now. The Loftus-Cheek thing has to be one of the dumbest things I can think of. Now, let me get this straight. You decided, because I was actually thinking about this after because I didn't know all the details. So let me get this straight. So, because Chelsea want to prove that, hey, we are not anti-Semitic and everything, how do we prove that we're anti-Semitic? Let's play an anti-Semitic game. And not only are we going to play an anti-Semitic game because you now play an anti-Semitic exhibition game, hey, we love Jewish people. So you not only do that, you not only think you will be not anti-Semitic by playing that game, you play that game right before the season has finished. And before a massive final, a major final, one of your possible starters is forced to actually play in that game.
Well, they had to play a strong team because that was the terms of the friendly. The terms of the friendly was we need you to put out a good team because that's what people are going to pay for.
Why don't you play the friendly in the summer? Like after the final.
Wasn't this friendly set up early in the season? So they had no idea.
That changes around. Who cares? Like
money. It's money. It's money, and that's what it comes down to.
They maybe it's to do with the I can't say his name.
Pulisic.
Could be a part of that deal as well. Obviously, they want to grow in the American one. They're trying to grow.
Precisely.
They're trying to. So yeah, it's money also. But they did. It was arranged for before a different time, and it got moved. And then obviously now they're in the Europe. We're in that final, so they just didn't want to move it again, which I think it's ridiculous. And I guess they had to play the best team because of what it was.
Okay then.
It's part of the terms were that they play a strong side.
So something that okay, cool. Okay, you have to play a strong side and everything. Okay, cool, that's cool. Surely you're like, all right, I can. Let me play because you have to reach a compromise. Yes, I'm going to try and put the best team to do this ridiculous anti-Semitic exhibition thing, but I've also got to think about it final. But also keep in mind that do we really want to risk a player who is known to be injury prone and has just come off a long-term injury? And is a crucial player. Do you risk that?
I think
no one could have known that could have happened. That just happened. But
he was having a good run in the side, and I think it was just another game for him to get under his belt. I think with Ruben Loftus-Cheek and the particular injury that it was, it's not a recurring injury. It's not like he's had a nagging groin injury and it's gone again or anything like that. This is a very precise injury that you can't really say anyone could have seen it coming. Do you know, if you've recovered from a niggling hamstring and you play 6-7 games in a row and then your hamstring goes again, you're like, well, that's done. Do you know what I mean? But he's ruptured his Achilles. That's a very unfortunate injury. I don't think anyone could have said playing too many games is going to lead you to that injury. Do you know what I mean? I just think it's very unfortunate for him, and I feel sorry for him because I remember hearing about Ruben Loftus-Cheek when he was 14. Wow. I remember hearing about him on radio, and they were saying this kid's coming through Chelsea, and he's going to be this, he's going to be that, blah blah blah. And the fact that we're only now hearing about him as much as we are, just goes to show that it's unfortunate because he is a talent, and we should have been hearing about him years ago. And the fact that he's been loaned out here, he's been loaned out there, and he's done this and he's done that. He should have been playing for Chelsea a long time ago. You think the players that they've had in front of him, Barkley?
No. I've got it. Shout out to my Daniel Tulloch, my podcast partner. He said the pitch was real grass placed on top of artificial turf.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It was in New England, right? It was New England. Yeah.
I mean, come on, bro.
Yeah. That's ridiculous.
What the hell?
First of all, when I found out that we had a
it's like you're asking for trouble, man.
Yeah.
When I found out we had a friendly, I was just like, why do we have a friendly? I know it's the Europa League, But it's just so dumb. Like, move this something. Like, there's an injury's gonna happen, and lo and behold, we have an injury.
Yeah.
And it's to Loftus-Cheek. Like, he was actually getting into some real good form.
One of the key players.
He was looking really good for us. Like, there was a big change. And I don't know, man. Like,
I reckon he would have done damage to us.
You see, now...
I don't think he would have... I don't feel like... Personally, I feel like Arsenal are in the driver's seat for this, whether or not Loftus-Cheek would have played.
But what is Arsenal's weakest point is their defence. That is their weakest point.
Yes.
And also, if you have a guy who can carry the ball from midfield, especially in transition, that is a key point. Now, Chelsea don't... Because, again, Barkley is useless. Guys, the guy's...
Watch him have the game of his life now.
No,
Ross Barkley, man of the match.
No, trust me.
Saw it here first.
So basically, Ross Barkley's basically, Chelsea don't have a runner who can really drive forward with the ball and actually, because the only way that Chelsea can beat Arsenal is testing that defense. Because Arsenal midfield is right, the attack is where Chelsea lose the game. So it's like
Ruben Loftus-Cheek running at and around Xhaka scares the shit out of me.
Mustafi. Anyone?
Mustafi can't get in. Mustafi should have been left with Mkhitaryan to keep him company. They should have been like, bro, it's kind of bad that he's going home on his own. You should probably stay with him. Do you know what I mean? You should probably stay with him because you're shit. Mustafi shouldn't see you playing at all.
The only hope we have is if Kante starts, and even then, I just feel like sorry needs. I feel like Arsenal need this more.
Oh, 100%.
Arsenal need this more.
And
I'll tell you. Hold on. I'll tell you why. Because one, we're already in Champions League. Mm-hmm. Two,
doesn't matter.
Sarri needs a trophy, but Sarri needing a trophy is not on. He's not on the pitch. He needs a trophy. Arsenal need this win to go into the Champions League next season, and I feel like the players will do what they need to do to get that win. Like, Sarri can't do. There's only so much he can do to get that trophy, and I feel like Arsenal want. They need it more than we do.
100%. I mean, even if Sarri wins this trophy, he's still going to get sacked. Do you know what I mean? He's still going to get sacked. So I don't think...
Shout out to Abramovich, man.
He's going to get sacked.
I don't think
the gangster man.
Bro, he is going to get sacked.
If he gets
That's what's going to happen. We need this because you guys, as you said, you're in the Champions League. We need to get in the Champions League so we can have some money to sign some players. Yeah. It's that deep. If we don't get there, we ain't got no money.
No.
You're only getting 40 mil.
40 mil.
If
we get in Champions League, we could maybe boost that to 80, 90 million. Do you know what I mean? That's how deep this is. If we don't get him, we're probably going to have to sell one of our better players to try and get some money to bring in other players. It's that deep.
Okay, look. Now, this is my argument as to why I think that... I get that Arsenal need it more because they need the Champions League football, but two things. That you already mentioned one. Sarri, he's never won a trophy before. And the reason why Sarri was pushing Hazard so much in all competitions because he really wants to win a trophy. But the second thing is this: a final is a final, man. Mm-hmm. Any professional player that's in a final, and my gosh, you win this game and you win a trophy. Nah, I want to win. I want to win this. So I don't care about you. You need this because of Champions League football. I'm in a final where I can win a trophy. Yeah, it's 100%. On.
That's fine.
We're all on the level playing field of our desire.
But that's true. But Arsenal need it still more.
Yeah.
So they know. For us, we're just winning a trophy. Like, it's just icing on our cake. For Arsenal, this is them to get a cake. This is what.
So we can get into the Champions League and get embarrassed in the last 16 next season. That's what we need.
I mean, well, let's just. I want to just touch briefly on the Emery thing, because if Arsenal win it, Emery would have now won this trophy 4 times, more than any manager ever.
This will be this is and also that too. This is his stomping ground. Like, this is.
He knows how to win finals. He knows how to win the finals.
There's nothing.
Shout out Klopp.
And also, Hazard hasn't really been starting recent games. Obviously, mainly could be Chelsea protecting him from any possible injuries to stop Real Madrid from signing him. So how do you know if Hazard's even going to start? And if Hazard doesn't start, then...
Wait, excuse me?
Yes.
Hazard starting.
You heard what I said.
He won't start Hazard in a final.
You heard what I said. He hasn't been starting him for the past few games. You're not listening to what I'm saying. They want, as much as Sarri wants to win this, you don't know. Roman could be saying, look, we can't sell, we're on a transfer ban, we need some money. Like, Hazard is going. We
That
need
would
to
be
protect him.
ridiculous. If Hazard doesn't start because they're protecting him because of the Real Madrid,
then they might as well just sell him now.
Yeah.
If that's the case, they might as well sell him before the final.
It's a final.
I mean,
you can't basically whatever happens if he gets it, okay, fine. But this is a flipping final. But if anything comes down and says, okay, sorry, Hazard can't start a final because we want to protect him because of a possible transfer to Real Madrid. No, sorry, that's insane.
They might as well sell him now.
But there has been people have been saying, and it's been talked about.
So let me switch things a bit. Now, I've been on the record because again, look, I grew up watching football from the 90s. I know a lot of you new young bucks are in the whole millennium and this whole lone striker thing, and I think the game has definitely changed to where it's much more about inside forwards now, basically the lone striker or the false one and the inside forward. But I've always been a fan of strike partnerships, whether it was Crespo and Chiesa and Palma, Del Piero, Trezeguet, Totti and Vieri, Bergkamp, Henry, and Nicole Dwight York. Like, this strike partnership with Lacazette and Aubameyang, this is a lethal strike partnership. And do we think that we may be going back to strike partnerships, or this is just an anomaly with what Aubameyang and Lacazette
I think it's. I don't think it will become the norm. I don't think there's many strikers that I can think of, off the top of my head, who suit each other and can play well together. I think there's too many strikers like the Agueros of this world who forage alone. Do you know what I mean? They do the job of two strikers. I think Emery's kind of lucked out in this respect. I don't think this is something that he's thought about because he wanted to play Aubameyang left. He wants to play a certain system, and the system is not two strikers up front. It's because of injuries and form, which has meant that he's had to play these guys together. I think any Arsenal fan at the beginning of the season would have said, we need to have Aubameyang and Lacazette up front and Ozil behind them. That sounds deadly on paper. That's what we wanted. But
on paper, because Ozil doesn't always deliver.
But even if Ozil's not there, we could have had Ramsey there, and that still looks good. But because Emery doesn't play that system, he tried to first because I think Lacazette was on the bench the first few games. And Aubameyang was on the bench, and then Aubameyang was forced out left. So it took him a long time to find this. And you think, look at them, they're two great strikers. Like, they should be able to play together. And it took him a long time to find that formula. And I think it was more by luck than anything else. So I bet you next season we won't see them up front together. I bet you next season he'll revert to the system that he knows if he can get the players in anyway. And it'll be one of them up front, and maybe the other one will be pushed to the left, maybe Aubameyang on the left.
So basically, in this final, they are both going to be playing.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see one of them start.
But wait. So if Mkhitaryan is in there, Ramsey is injured.
How
do you not play both of them then?
I think personally, I think he will. But I'm saying I wouldn't be surprised if I saw one of them either on the left or not in the team altogether. I wouldn't be surprised with Emery. Nothing surprises me with Emery.
Okay. So let's say Lacazette is on the bench. Who then takes his place then?
You got Iwobi. Obviously, he loves Iwobi. Ozil's still thereabouts.
Relax, man.
No,
man
like Matt did a great Iwobi impression yesterday. It's hilarious. Shout out man like Matt. But I think he's gonna be forced to play the two. I just hope he plays them through the middle and not Aubameyang coming from the left.
Because see, the issue is like I don't know how Chelsea survived this game because Frankfurt gave Chelsea issues at Stamford Bridge, especially in that extra time. Remember those two goal line clearances, and as I always said, I'm sorry Chelsea fans, I don't know whether they will accept it or not. David Luiz is not a great to defend. I don't care what anyone says.
I don't know how much times we have to keep going through that.
It's like this whole thing.
I think people are harsh on David Luiz.
No.
They are harsh on him.
Do you know what the mistake is? He is capable as a defender. He's a very good footballer. As a footballer, he's very good.
Believe he's a better DM than he is a centre back.
Yeah.
I think that
DM is his position.
Seems a lot more natural for him, but I don't think he's as bad as some people make him out as centre back.
Have you seen the kind of amount of mistakes this dude has made?
But listen, I watch a team that has Mustafi in it. Don't talk to me about mistakes.
No. Mustafi's a class B brick. That's a whole other level.
The problem is the grass always looks greener on the other side. You look at your defenders and you think, oh my god, Mustafi is so bad. And then you look at David Luiz, you look at one ping he does and then there's a goal. You're thinking, I want to defend that. we watch David Luiz week in, week out, and the guy is just not up to it. And I don't think he's. There's a reason why Conte had him in a free.
Yeah.
The other two would cover for him so he can go forward, be more. That's just how he is. For me, no. Maybe a few years back, he still had his defensive problems, but he's a quality player. But I don't think he's a world-class defender.
And also the issue about this is that, like, see, Rudiger and Christensen, they're decent, but they're not leaders. Like, Sergio Ramos is a leader in defense. Van Dijk is a leader in defense. Koulibaly is a leader in defense. Chelsea don't have that defender who'll be like, okay, boom, hold the line, offside trap, get back, track back, mark him. Because Luis just doesn't have that thing of understanding what he wants from his defensive partner or from his defensive line. And when you're dealing with the movements of Lacazette and Aubameyang, you have to be organized. You have to be organized. And also, I saw how Sevilla dismembered those teams in different Europa League finals. Like, Emery is going to come out to attack. He's not going to come out and be conservative.
Yeah, but you say that. You say that. But one of the biggest gripes we've had as Arsenal fans with Emery is he's been too defensive this season. There's been times where we've played... Look at Crystal Palace at home, at Bournemouth at home. We played 7 defensive players at home. He had Guendouzi and Elneny or Guendouzi and Torreira, and then he had 3 at the back, 2 wing back. And you're like, this is Crystal Palace at home. Why are we playing 7 defensive players? That's been his issue this season.
Okay, so it was you. What lineup do you go with to start the game?
Firstly, Leno in goal. 100% Leno in goal.
Why not check?
Fuck sentiment.
Why not check?
No. There's no time for sentiment. There's no time. Chelsea are very clever, and I have to applaud Chelsea for what they've done. The whole leaking the Peter Cech thing coming back, that's genius. Absolutely, especially on the back of this Mkhitaryan thing, and we had all that negative press.
What's this going to do to the game?
Because they have piled pressure on Emery now. Emery has a decision that he didn't have to make before. Now he has a decision. Does he go with Cech? If that goes wrong, it's going to be curtains for him.
So what, do you think they did that to make Cech play?
I think they did that to make it an issue.
Oh, it's not an issue.
It's an issue. It's an issue.
Who normally plays in the Europa League? Is it Cech? So then play Cech.
But Cech's going to be at Chelsea in 3 days.
So
that's a massive.
Right now, he's not at Chelsea.
That's a conflict. That's a massive.
It's not. Right now, he's with Arsenal, and if he wins his trophies with Arsenal, he wins it with.
Yeah, but for me, no. Because imagine now, even if Cech has the right intentions and everything like that, and he's not thinking anything like that, if he makes a mistake, the fans are going to turn on him. If he kicks the ball out and it's a poor kick, they're going to be on his back.
Yeah, but they can't be because
of course they can.
They have that. If that's what he knows, it's not like he does that. It's not like he doesn't do that. So what is the problem?
But it's going to be amplified. That's what I mean. Everything's going to be amplified. Everything's going to be amplified. I think Chelsea are very clever in what they've done in this regard, and I applaud them because it's shithousery at the highest level. Well done. I think it's given Emery something to think about, and I think if Emery has any balls, he plays Leno. Sentiment means fuck all in football. Thank you, Peter. You've been great. We need to win this game. We play our best goalkeeper. Leno is our best goalkeeper.
I don't see nothing wrong with that. If he plays Leno, he plays Leno.
That's what I think.
So
I think Leno, I think... so I don't know if he's going to go with the back 3 or if he's going to go for a back 4. Honestly, I don't know. I imagine he'll play Niles, Maitland-Niles at right back or right wing back. I'm going to go with a back 3.
Oh.
So I think he's going to go Niles right wing back, Kolasinac left wing back, Monreal, Socrates and Koscielny as a back 3, and Xhaka and Torreira. And then probably, I'd imagine, Ozil, Aubameyang, Lacazette.
Interesting.
I think that's the best team we could put out.
So before I go to you for what you think the chance lineup should be or could be, super chat from the man behind the mind. He says, I called Luis Jesus because of his saves in that semi. So does he mean in that semi? Because no,
goal line saves.
Well, he made 1 goal line save, but he didn't make 2. I remember he made 1 amazing one, which was definitely going to be a goal. And think about this, and look, okay, fair enough, okay, he made those saves, but let's look
Maybe if he defended better, we wouldn't have to make them.
There you go. But and let's look at the entirety of the picture. He doesn't do those great defensive things on a regular basis. So usually that it's great because if he didn't do that, Chelsea would be awake and Frankfurt would score. But that still doesn't make him a great defender. So Chelsea lineup, what do you think the Chelsea lineup is going to be, or rather should be to beat Arsenal? Especially if you're saying that they're going with a back 3.
I can't call out injured players, so Oh my God, there's actually. We just have to start with what we have to start with. Aspilicueta, Alonso.
Alonso.
Well, that's what he's gonna pick.
He'll pick Alonso. He will pick Alonso.
He's gonna pick Alonso. What do you want me to say, Emerson? What do you want me to say, Emerson? Like he's not gonna pick him.
Bro, this is a final, man. There's no time to be playing.
That's what. Well, and then you're telling me they should pick Czech. Come on.
As much as I think Alonso is rubbish, and he's not good enough.
Good hair though.
He has to play.
Good hair.
Wavy.
Defensively, he's horrible.
He's one of the worst football players.
Going forward,
Even going forward, he's trash.
Going forward is trash.
No, he's not as.
This season,
Couple
he's been
seasons
trash.
ago, he was good.
No,
this
before,
season, he's trash.
Like under Conte, he was super effective.
He started well because he was scoring. Then he went for a bit of a dip. So obviously we're gonna cuss him more. But I personally feel like he's gonna start him. He's gonna start him. Like this is Sarri we know. This is Sarri we're talking about. He's gonna start Alonso.
Hence, this is the reason why I can't defend. So people say, "Oh, why are you so harsh on Sarri?" If Sarri starts Alonso and puts Hazard on the bench, sack him on the spot.
Yeah, let's sack him in the dugout.
Yeah, sack him in the dugout.
Yeah.
So Alonso left.
Hopefully, Kante comes. Obviously, sorry, David Luiz and.
Is Rudiger fit? Is he fit? I think was he not injured?
He came.
Let's have a look because I think that's big because Rudiger's a solid centre back for you lot.
If he's not, then obviously it'll be Rudiger, Luiz. Midfield, I would love for Kante to be back, Jorginho, and
it's gonna be Barkley. You know it's gonna be Barkley.
You know what?
Well, they're still saying
right
like
now,
Rudiger is injured, so
Yeah,
I don't know
think
if
he's
they
out
could
for
be
the
back.
season.
So then that means it's gonna be
Christensen.
It's
No, you guys have got some injuries. But.
I'm gonna choose between a rock and a hard place, so I'd have to go with what's his name?
Okay, so
Kovacic.
I think
okay,
he's
let's
trash.
assume that Kante isn't fit. So worst case scenario, Kante isn't fit. What's the midfield three?
Then the midfield three would have to be Jorginho, Barkley, and Kovacic.
Jesus
like,
Christ.
who else are we gonna play?
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding you because
But somehow
we can't
that
just
midfield
buy
still is
someone
better
and
than
play
us.
them there. What do you want us to do?
Wait, call back some of those bloody loanees,
You
man.
can't register him for the competition
It
like
doesn't
that.
work like that.
That's
You're saying I'm
messed
kidding
up, man.
you. How can I be kidding you if that's all we can
That's
pick?
messed up. So we're rolling up to a final with that three.
Yes.
Yeah, but you ain't even done your front three yet.
Hopefully Hazard plays. Giroud. It has to be Giroud.
No, but you know, I bet Giroud will score against us.
It cannot be. You are laughing. Who are we going to play? Dybala? He doesn't play for us. What do you want us to do?
Who's on the right? Who's on the right? Willian or Pedro?
Jesus. An injured Callum Hudson-Odoi.
But you know, I bet you Giroud will score against us if he plays. Yes, because it's Arsenal. That's what we get.
That's a mess.
We're the Banter FC. That's what happened.
Do you know Arsenal have no excuse not to? Are you listening to that trash? That's gonna walk up to bloody back. Are you listening to that trash?
Yeah, I'm just saying Giroud will score.
League.
Giroud will score.
No, personally, I feel like Hazard and Giroud have to start. They just have to.
Okay, so
they've got a good connection.
So who do you start with, Willian or Pedro?
I would have to go for Pedro.
Yeah, has to be Pedro. Because no, Willian, I don't. Even if they're both annoying, I don't trust Willian. Like Willian, I don't. See, Pedro, I trust more than Willian. They're both weird because they can't dribble in a straight line. But I trust Pedro more. Well, I mean. Forget that guy. He shouldn't even be allowed on the bloody plane. Forget that dude.
But it has to. I don't know. Why
basically the key thing for Chelsea is the most important player for Chelsea. I think is Barkley. If Barkley doesn't have an effective game, it's Chelsea are screwed because Hazard can't do everything on his own. Because again, Arsenal will be like, just double team him, triple team him, put him away, make sure he doesn't do anything. And also for Hazard, who does he have to pass to?
You see what the thing is, you're overestimating Arsenal's intelligence as a football team. We are not an intelligent football team. We are not going to think double team Hazard. You know what we're going to think? Let Chelsea worry about what we're going to do. and we will just play our game. That's what Arsenal have
But
been
you
like.
say that, but
Same thing under Emery as it was under Wenger. We are not smart enough
Emery
to come up with game plans like that for people.
owns this cup. He is going to go all out.
So shout out super chats from Gatlock. He says like I've stopped respecting David Luiz as a centre back since 7-1.
Yeah. Understandable.
Oh man,
Understandable. I feel sorry for David Luiz. I think he gets a bit.
Wait. Why do you feel
No,
sorry?
because I think he gets.
Do you know why you feel sorry for him? Because he looks like Sideshow Bob.
No,
That's why you feel sorry for him.
I don't
Because he
feel
looks
sorry
like
for
a
Sideshow
cartoon
Bob.
character.
No, not at all.
If he looked like Aspilicueta, would you still feel sorry for him?
I feel sorry for Aspilicueta as well.
A guy who wears his
feel-
shorts up to here.
You feel sorry for him because the grass looks green on the other side.
Nah,
he
man.
feels like
I feel sorry for him
he's
because I
better
think he
than
gets.
his defender.
No, he
There we
gets
go.
a
That's
hard.
why.
Sometimes I think he gets a harsh. People treat him harshly. I don't think he deserves some of the stick that he gets. David Luiz. There's much worse defenders than him.
Oh, no.
Understandable.
Much worse.
But
But it's
he
just
doesn't
that-
deserve all the credit.
There we go.
That's
I
the
think
problem.
that's the
That
issue.
is the problem. People are giving him credit, so therefore people have to.
But they give him
back.
credit because
If
of
they
how
did
good
it-
he is doing the other stuff.
Yeah, but okay.
Well, that's
if
not to
you-
defend
if you,
him.
if you say to me, David Luiz is so good going forward, his passing and his quality at that, I'd be like, yeah, you know what? Well done. But when people say to me, he's a world class centre back,
People throw around that term too much. World class.
that is when that's where he gets a stick for when people say he's a world class centre. He's not.
You know what-
and that's when he gets a stick.
You know
He
when I
doesn't get a
realized?
stick for
You know
going
when I
forward.
realized that
'Cause
people
he's
throw
really
around
good
world
going
class too much. When people were trying to tell me Coutinho is world class, I was like, how? Because he bangs a few shots from 30 yards every now and again.
Coutinho, like
Yeah.
I
Was like, yeah, world class is finished. This term as a whole is finished. If he's world class, we can't use that term anymore.
because you know, like the whole Coutinho, and this is what I said about Coutinho. Because guys, look, we're going to be going all over the place here, so we're just going to just random stuff. But I said for Coutinho that like, look, even at Liverpool, I was like, okay, no, this guy's pretty good, but he just does one thing extremely well. It's like almost remember the Del Piero zone.
Yeah.
Where like if he gets in that place, it's pretty much going to be goal. Yeah,
Yeah.
Coutinho has his own Coutinho thing. Once he gets into that place, just after the D, he'll score, and that's all he has.
But
and he has been trash for Barcelona this season. Trash.
Look at
You
Harry.
were blaming Benzema.
Look at Harry Wilson at Derby. Man bangs goals from 30 yards. Is he world class? He does the same thing
Yeah,
Coutinho
that's what
does.
Coutinho is.
Man just bangs them for 25, 30 yards every other week. Does that make him world class? Where's his 130
I feel
move
like
to Barcelona?
Coutinho was like our Oscar. Like,
What?
yeah.
No.
Oscar is horrible. That's why he went to China.
But this is the point.
No,
that
he
I'm
went to
trying
China
make.
to make his money. He
But-
said that.
There we go, because he's
But he said it.
No,
He
but
said
this is the
that.
point that I'm making. They're flashing their pans. Like they just appear for a bit and then disappear. It's Coutinho. Coutinho, he appears, then disappears. And I feel like he's better than. I would say he's probably better than Oscar.
That was the
but-
biggest robbery in football history.
Well,
Barcelona were robbed.
oh,
That's
no,
the
no, yeah,
biggest
no,
robbery in
because
football history.
Coutinho was
150?
not-
In broad
They
daylight.
shouldn't have.
150?
They ran up in
when I
Liverpool's
saw that,
house.
when I saw that, I was like, yeah, Liverpool are making a bargain from this because
Liverpool robbed them
He's nothing.
in front of everybody, and no one reported it. We should all be ashamed of ourselves. We all watched it happen. We was like, yeah, all right.
No, it was robbery. So let's even again, even if he can't play and everything, but this Pulisic, because again, this is Hazard's pretty much his last game and everything, and can we just put this to rest? Pulisic is not Hazard's replacement. Can we just put this to rest? He's not Hazard's replacement because people think he's Hazard's replacement. He's
So
not.
what is he?
He's just a dude.
Okay, but who is he coming in for?
He's not coming in for Hazard. He's just coming in. He's just a purchase.
So
So you really think that? So you're telling me that America's best ever player, it ain't
It's Landon Donovan.
It's not.
It's Landon Donovan's the
Okay,
best player.
guys, in the chat, who is America's best player? I
Landon
think
Donovan.
it's Pulisic.
Or Alexi Lalas.
okay,
You know, I was going to say, but it's not. Who is America's best player? I think it's Pulisic. Okay, so how well do you think Pulisic can do at Chelsea? How?
boy, it depends really on what happens next season. I feel like if we get this, like I was saying,
Dempsey.
Clint Dempsey. No, Clint Dempsey was a baller.
yeah, he was.
Are you saying Dempsey's better than Pulisic?
Not
No,
in
it's
terms
not.
of ability. I mean, it's still early days. But what Clint Dempsey did for Oklahoma Country, he was a really good
Yeah.
player for the United States, and in the MLS, he scored a hell of a lot of goals. I think Clint Dempsey was quite underrated.
Probably.
I liked him.
Where would we go? I was saying to Dev earlier, I'm not worried about the transfer ban if it stays because
Why not?
because we have talent out there that are that is good to start. Like I'm really upset about Hudson-Odoi, because then we would have had Hudson-Odoi, Pulisic, and Tammy Abrahams, Giroud. In midfield, we would have Loftus-Cheek, Kante, and Jorginho. And in defence,
Reece James looks good. Reece James at Wigan looks good. The young right back.
Even what's his name? I can't pronounce his name. Wow. Yes. You've got we don't have to go. I'll say, look, bring these guys in, play them. We're not going for the title. Yeah. Just go out there, play, get top 4, job done. Like
that. I tell you what, that's where a really good coach is important. Yeah. Is Sarri the man to get this team, or is it a different coach?
I believe he can do it. I say that because
you guys could really do a Kurt Zouma right now.
100%.
You guys could do a Kurt Zouma right now.
Kurt should be in the team right now, because that defense is Kurt Zouma. Okay, apart from Azpilicueta, I'll say Azpilicueta is the best pure defender of the team, followed by Kurt Zouma.
I feel like we can't be running with Azpilicueta next season, but we're gonna have to be, because
they don't know he can't run.
I feel like he's
no, unless you play Azpilicueta in a 3.
But Reece James could play right. But Reece James looks ready. He looks like a really good right back. He did really well at Wigan in the Championship.
But that's what I'm saying. Azpilicueta cannot go on. I feel like next season.
I think Chelsea will be fine with
especially at right back. Maybe
there's so many good players out on loan. They just come back, and you just, as you said, if you have a good coach, you can make these players work. As you said as well, I doubt very much you're going to get anywhere near Man City or Liverpool. Yeah, so it's about solidifying your place in the top 4. I think if you get the right players in from back off loan, and you get the right coach, you can do that. And
also, what's to say that these young players won't even just give it their all? Look at Dortmund's and the Ajaxes who are playing young players that no one, that get the ratings, but it's like maybe in the Premier League side they probably wouldn't start, but they start there, so maybe this could be it. And I feel like we need to remember Pep, when he first came in and he had that awful season, we were all saying he's a fraud. Well, me anyway. I was saying he's a fraud. He's rubbish. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Fraudiola.
And then he come back and win 2 back-to-back Premier League titles with I just have to say, you know what, he's nang. And I think Sarri had also the same bad start. Everyone's like, he's just about 2 points fewer than what Pep got in his first season.
And I don't think he's had a bad start.
He came third without having a striker.
Yeah, he's not had a bad start.
We only came third because everyone else was so bad.
True.
But so you've got more points I think 5 or 6 more points this season than you had last season. So it's an improvement.
So yes.
And you're in a Europa Cup and you lost the Carabao Cup final. So he's had a good season.
For me personally, I feel like we done better than I expected. Like, remember I said I thought like we were going to finish out of the top 4, which we almost did, but everyone else was just worse than us. So we made it into the Champions League. Personally, we need to give him enough time. This transfer ban comes at a wrong time, because obviously we need him to build and build to his style. And he's now forced to use what we have. Which could hinder him, because he plays a certain way. What really got to me is the whole. It's like Pep. Pep got the specific players, and look what he done. He done well, and I feel everyone is getting on to Sarri saying, "Oh, your football's this and this and that." Like, this is the problem. If Pep came to Chelsea, the same stick that Sarri's getting now is the same stick that I believe the fans at our club are just ridiculous, and I think I'm not even gonna get into them, because that's just a whole different topic. Like, you got a new manager, he came in 2 weeks before the season starts. He worked away for everyone's like blaming what's his name, Jorginho, because he's playing in a DM role.
Register.
Everyone needs to understand. First of all, Jorginho is not playing as a DM. He's playing as like a deep line playmaker to spray the ball. So they're like, play Kante there. Kante can't play there because he's not playing in a defensive role. But
Kante, even before, Kante has played that role for several times. He played it for France. He's played it for Leicester. He played it at Ken.
A deep line playmaker.
No, but not even a DM.
The defense.
But Kante has played the role that he's playing now several times in his career.
And people are complaining. I don't understand. This is the problem. People are saying Kante should be playing where Jorginho is playing. But no, because Jorginho is sitting in front of the defence, but he's not defending. He's dictating play. If Kante comes
Poor man's Pirlo.
Yeah.
Kante is
Starving man's Pirlo.
Kante is
Destitute man's Pirlo. Useless man's Pirlo. Brick man's Pirlo.
Relax. If you put Kante there, Kante is not going to be pinging balls left, right, centre. So this.
Okay,
this is
how
the problem.
how effective has Jorginho been at this? Okay, cool.
You're
the deep line playmaker. How effective have you been for Chelsea
so now
in that role?
This was what happened. So he started, he came in, he was doing the passes, he was doing well, it was fine. In the Premier League, it's a tougher league.
It's fast.
It's a tougher league for the Premier League, and people get onto you much more quicker in terms of they start to try, how do we stop this? So I said this from the beginning. Everyone's like, if we lose Hazard, we're screwed. I said no. If people stop Jorginho, we're screwed. Come to Tottenham game when he first got marked out.
That was
exposed, and then everyone started following that. So now he still plays him because he's good. I believe he's good, and he's the right man for us. Pep wanted him maybe to play in a different role, but Pep wanted him at there. So for me, he's good in that role. And what the problem is, because everyone has now figured, okay, let's just mark him out of the game, and then that's Chelsea. And then we would then go to Hazard, and then obviously Hazard gets marked out of the game. So we have our two.
Yeah,
problems.
I think Jorginho's had a really good first season. I think under the radar he's been really, really good. I think there was because people forget that Chelsea were unbeaten until the end of November, until that Spurs game. They were unbeaten in the league.
No, it was looking good.
They was looking good. And then, as you said, he had a little bit of blip, but it's his first season in England.
His first season.
I think he's done really well this season.
Let's
not look at Fred.
Let's look at Fred.
Let's not look at
He
Fred.
came in. What happened? Fabinho, it took it. He's good.
That was a strange one.
But he didn't start playing till later. Klopp got it right.
Yeah,
eased
100%.
him into the team.
100%.
Eased him into the team. Keita. You can say towards the back end he started, flourishing. Like, if you come from one league and you just expect, like, Jorginho came in and they played him from the get-go. So teams had time to figure him out.
I'll give you another example. Torreira didn't start the first few games. He came in like a house on fire. Towards the end of the season, he was average at best.
Yeah, you never heard
He was average at
Torreira.
best towards the end. People really overplayed how good Torreira was. I think he is a good player and he suits us. But he had a great run and then he kind of did this. And I think towards the end of the season, he was average at best. I think Jorginho, he had a really good season. He started off on fire, had his little dip, and then managed to find his feet again and finished the season pretty well. I think people get on his back, and I think it's unwarranted. I think because he's not this ball winner that they want, and because they want Kante to be this destroyer, and he's no longer that destroyer, they take it out on Jorginho. But Jorginho's doing his job.
No, but okay, see, my issue with Sarri is it's very simple. Like, I have to be fair, like, how he's managed to come third with 3 losers as strikers, I think is bloody impressive. It's a miracle. But my issue with Sarri is you have to be adaptable. You have to try and adapt to different situations.
Time.
No.
Look, Pep. That's what everyone said about Pep. Pep said he doesn't coach tackles, and he still didn't. He still come back the next season and proved everyone that he still doesn't need to tackle. And look what he's done. So give him time. You never know. Next season he might go off on a man. We don't know. Give him time.
Very much time.
Chelsea don't give you time, man.
Look, they don't.
He's going to get sacked. He's getting sacked.
He's going to get sacked.
Whether he wins this game or not.
What, Allegri? Who's going to want to come? No one's going to want to come.
Allegri?
You're going to get Lampard.
Allegri?
Yeah, well,
you're going to get Lampard.
But why?
Because he's Frank. Because he's Fat Frank.
It's a step back.
I just
feel like
Lampard
super
is
Fat
a
Frank.
bad move. Lampard is a bad move.
Let him come and let him come in with, if they get promoted, let him come in, see how he does with his team, and then hire him.
I'll take him now.
No, why?
Because he's Fat Frank. He's a legend. Get John Terry in as his assistant.
The fans are going to turn against him by November.
Nah, never. They will never turn against Fat Frank.
Okay, look.
They will.
He's a legend.
Look, Nick's Sports. I think Nick Sports is actually trying to attack me. Yes, Nick's. I called Torreira the best all-round player at the time. There's a thing called form. I said on form he was the best all-round player.
Yeah, but that was dumb anyway. That was stupid.
At the time
I told you at the time. No, he wasn't.
I
told you at the time. That was dumb.
It was.
Because he scored an overhead kick against Tottenham before.
No. Based on form, he was.
And that was dumb then, and it's dumb now.
You are a problem.
That is because as I said
You're
last
so
night,
reactionary.
he chats so much shit.
Okay. Can we just say this now?
If pure shit comes out.
If Zad leads Chelsea to a Europa League trophy, would this come out to be one of the best individual performances ever by an individual
in a season?
In a season, if Zad leads them to a Europa League,
I mean, he's already had one of the best individual seasons in terms of what he's done in the Premier League, and that's fact. He joins a club of only 4 players. Do you know what I mean? Not many players have done what he's done in terms of 15 goals, 15 assists.
In Europe or
in the Premier League. Only 3 players have done it before him.
So Henry.
I can't remember. I think Letizia was in it. I think so. And I can't remember the third one was.
Yeah, so guys, tell us.
If anyone can look that up.
Yeah, they fair play with them.
I think he became the 4th to do that. 15 goals, 15 assists in one season. And when you think that, there was that run where Chelsea looked very, very average. Didn't he have a period where he didn't do
Is
it?
it Cantona? No,
I don't think it's Cantona.
It was Cantona.
I don't think it's Cantona. But I think Hazard's had a brilliant season.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Exceptional.
If he goes on and if he turns up and he really turns it on and wins the game, basically like Hazard won a Europa League final, then I think you could say it goes down as one of the best seasons. But again, you're going to take away from that because it's not the Champions League, it's Europa League. Do you know what I mean? So people are not going to look at it in the same.
Come on, he's working with scraps.
Yeah, but people.
Scraps.
It's a scrappy
Willian
competition.
and Pedro, easy.
The whole competition is scraps.
It's not scrappy.
It is.
Not scrappy.
It's embarrassing to be in this point and Tottenham in the freaking Champions League final. It's embarrassing. I can't celebrate if we win this.
And we're going to touch upon that because
I can't celebrate that.
So Zad, I mean, for me, I believe that look, no Chelsea fan can be grudge Zad.
Where is he now?
As in like
top 2.
What in the world?
Top 5. Top 5. No, okay. You laugh. Can you name me 5 players better than Hazard? Name me 5 players better than Hazard, and don't bring Neymar into this conversation.
Ronaldo, Messi.
That's 3. Who else?
Van
Dijk.
I'm not counting Neymar, by the way.
Virgil van Dijk.
I'm not counting Neymar.
Mbappe.
No. So do you know? Okay.
No, he's better.
Neymar hides in the French league.
Stop it!
And gets himself injured.
So does Messi. Messi hides in the Spanish league.
Which is
tougher. No. Sorry.
Devo,
I had to say that.
This guy's telling me that League O is better. Is harder than La Liga. If he's so tough, go and be Messi's side piece in Barcelona, because that's what you are. You're a side piece. You're not a main man.
Wait, stop. When Neymar was at Barcelona and Messi was out for a lengthy period, Neymar was banging in goals. The guy dragged Brazil. Not this season. He got rushed back from an injury. Someone almost killed him in one of the things. That's how good Brazil were going. As soon as he was gone, that was it for Brazil. Look, you are sleeping too much on Neymar. I don't know.
I'm fully asleep. I'm slumbering, man.
But bro, you need to wake up. You need to wake up because Neymar is world class.
You guys have really missed out in this conversation. Xhaka.
Wow.
Granit Xhaka is one of the top 5. I'm just saying. I'm just talking shit.
Okay,
I just wanted to stop that conversation.
Okay. Where do you stand on this clown, Neymar?
Listen. Neymar is undoubtedly one of the most talented footballers in world football.
Put talent to one side.
You can't put talent on one side. You can't. It's part of the conversation.
Okay.
He is one of the most talented players, and I think on his day, he's unplayable, and he can do things that not many others, I'd say maybe 2 or 3 others in world football can do. Man. The issue with Neymar is his attitude and his perceived... What I don't like about Neymar is you had people like Ronaldinho. When they were doing their flicks and tricks, it was effective. They were doing it to beat players. They weren't doing it to embarrass you. Neymar does things to embarrass players. And I don't like that.
I like that.
Because me, if I was a defender, I'd fly kick him in his neck.
Ooh, I like that.
Fuck that. I've got people. My people are watching this.
We don't see this. We don't get players. You don't see these tricks anymore.
No, but you do.
Like to see that,
but
man.
Do it in the right places where it's actually effective for your team.
If you need to,
Showboating is not what I look at. I love showboating. Like I love arrogance.
And I think he's good enough to showboat.
When you're 6-0 up and you're at the halfway line and you beat a man and then you go back and beat him again, that man deserves to punch you up. But you don't need to do that. Why you didn't
How
have
can I
him?
forget Kevin De Bruyne? I'm sorry.
Better than
What?
Hazard.
Yeah. You heard.
Oh, let's move on. Let's move on.
How can you? How are you not really sitting? Please.
Let's move on.
No.
Because
Let's
this
not.
is gonna go nowhere.
No. No.
Come on.
No.
There is an argument there. Just look at what he does.
There is
There is an argument there. Take it to the comments.
No.
Take it to the comments.
Okay, guys, in the comments, tell me De Bruyne or Hazard.
We got one here from Wesley Winkler. KDB over Hazard.
KDB over Hazard.
Yeah.
KDB is the best player in the Premier League.
But wait, how?
See, no, don't get me wrong when I say this. I rate Kevin De Bruyne highly, but Hazard, yes, he had his moment where he went like a whole year without scoring a goal, which is embarrassing. But he has been doing this for 6-7 years.
No.
Do you know what I mean? 6-7 years Hazard has been playing at
I'll
a
be
high
real with
level.
you.
Kevin De Bruyne has had how many great seasons? In the Premier League. I mean, he had a great season in Bundesliga
It's
for
because he
Wolfsburg. Let's
doesn't
not
do
take that
all
away
that.
from
He
him.
doesn't
But
run.
it's not
run
about
past-
that.
No,
But it's
but
not
it
about
is,
that. But
it
how many
is.
great seasons has he had in England for us to say that he's greater than Hazard?
But this is the problem. I'm trying to tell you. This is the problem. Everyone is looking at the pace.
No.
The pace, the trickery, the skills. Like you can't. Like it's not. It is about that, but it's not all about that.
No, but me personally, I prefer to
De
watch
Bruyne-
Kevin De Bruyne than to watch Hazard. Because that's the kind of play that I prefer to
And
watch.
that's- and
But
if you
I'm
look
saying
at-
Hazard's
look
been
at-
doing
look
it
at
for
his
6-7
output.
years.
Kevin
Kevin De Bruyne has done it for a season and a half.
He went
Hey,
to okay.
goals and assists,
Here we go.
stats, man. You want
Sorry,
numbers?
sorry.
He'll give you numbers, man.
At Wolfsburg, I know it's just it's the Bundesliga, but at Wolfsburg, then he came to City, and he was their standout player. Everyone, I'm sorry, but it has to be Kevin. For me, it's Kevin De Bruyne. I'm not saying Hazard is rubbish.
No, we're not saying that. We're not saying
But for me personally, in my team, I would have Kevin De Bruyne any day.
See, for me, it
Hazard.
depends on who else is in the team. Because I think if you've got a team, let's say put Kevin De Bruyne in
He will
Chelsea.
ping and pass and
Put
he
Kevin De
will
Bruyne
find
in
something.
Chelsea now. Yeah, put Kevin De Bruyne
How
in
much is it
Chelsea
gonna affect
and put
Chelsea?
Hazard at Man City. I guarantee you, Man City will still be doing bits with Hazard. Chelsea will still be doing
7th.
with I won't
Oh,
go that
yeah.
far.
What-
I won't go
no,
that
no,
far.
no. What-
I won't go that far. But
what
I don't
would
think
De
Kevin De
Bruyne-
Bruyne would be the same player in
Would
Chelsea.
De Bruyne do what Hazard has done this season with the
No,
Chelsea
my point
with
is
William, Pedro,
no,
and
I
Giroud?
don't think he would
Yes.
achieve the same thing.
I'll tell you why. Because
What?
I'll
What?
tell you
Wouldn't?
why. Because we wouldn't be so reliant on Hazard. That's the problem.
You'll be relying on Kevin De Bruyne.
We wouldn't.
And he wouldn't do the same.
I promise you, we wouldn't be so reliant on him. The
But who
problem,
else is there to-
look at Messi. They all rely on him. Look, and that was their downfall. We all rely on Hazard. If Hazard's not doing a game, no one else is up to it. If we had Kevin De Bruyne at our team, I believe that we probably would have had other players as well. I don't know. Right now it's all hypothetical.
Well, you did have him. That's the thing.
We
You
did.
did have him.
And our board, I'm not even going to get into our board and our transfer policies right now, but personally, I feel like he probably would have been better for our club. It would have been good if we had them both, but I think he's what you need to remember. Pep took him to the next level as well. He moved him back and he's turned him into the player that he is now. So, and if he's so nice.
So sorry. Let's just sort of get back to the whole Arsenal.
Let's get back to Arsenal, please.
Let's
talk about Arsenal, please.
Now let me address my armband, as you can see here. Now,
Oh, you're going to talk to me about Iwobi?
wait, can I land? Let me land. Let me land. Just chill.
I like Iwobi.
Let me land.
Stay
Okay,
there.
so now my thing on Iwobi, like Iwobi gets a lot of insults and he gets a lot of abuse. Like I'll come and say that Nigeria's best player right now is a dude called Samuel Chukwueze.
Yeah.
19. He is Nigeria's best player, hands down. So it's not Iwobi.
Yeah.
So and look, Okocha is like one of my heroes. He's one of our heroes. So I'm not going to be like, oh my gosh, because he's Okocha's nephew, I must love him. No. But my thing about this is that I believe that Iwobi's best position is in the middle, centrally,
yeah.
not out wide. Because when I look at Iwobi, like, it's very predictable what he does. And if you're a smart defender, you know what he's going to do. And you know when he's going to cut on the inside. You know the crosses they're going to do. So why do you think that Emery keeps playing him out wide and exposes him to the insults on Twitter that I've got to come out and defend him? So
The reason being is because we don't have anything else. We have no wide players.
why can't you use a wing back?
We have no wide players.
We
We have no wide players. We have Mkhitaryan, who plays out wide, and he's probably more suited to playing centrally. Iwobi plays out wide. He's more suited to playing centrally. Ozil occasionally gets put out. He's more. Aubameyang gets pushed out wide. He's more. We have no wide players. Even Danny Welbeck, when he was at the beginning of the season, people forget Danny Welbeck was banging in goals. He was on the form of his life. Got injured out for the season. He was playing out wide. He's a central player. Do you understand what I mean? We have no wide players. This is why we're being linked with Zaha so heavily, because we are desperate for wide players.
Because do you know what the issue is?
We need Nelson back.
Like, it won't be been that it negates, because it's two things. If you're a wide man, you have to do the two things. Either you're a natural winger or you're an inside forward. So either you're getting to the byline and crossing, which is what your boy Pulisic can do and Willian and Pedro can't do, or you're an inside forward, i.e. you're cutting in on the inside and you can then take the shot like a Bale or a Robin. Iwobi can't do it. He's not doing. Yeah. So all Iwobi is doing is cutting in and then doing that cross with his right foot,
or passing it backwards, or doing about 16 step overs and then just passing.
And the passing so it's like, I get that you've got no one else, but isn't there a more creative way in which you can sort of cater for that wide and put him in centrally? Because
I think a lot of people around Arsenal believe Iwobi would be better as a central player, but I think he's not better than Ozil. He's not. Well, Ramsey's not there anymore. He's not better than Ramsey central, so he did get shifted out wide. I think he's very much a confidence player. He could be a very good wide player. He has the ability to be a very good player. I think it's mental with him. I think if you give him a run of games and you tell him, you know what, I trust you, I believe in you, go out there, play a game, he will give you those performances. But it's two stop start with him. One game he'll be great, and then the next 3 games he's just average at best. And then he misses 2 games, and he'll come in. It'll take him 3 games to get to a good game. I don't know if he's cut out for the top level. If we are serious as a football club and we want to, get back to challenging for trophies, you're not going to do that with an Iwobi.
No. Look, I'll admit and say, like, look, Iwobi isn't like elite. He's not like, there's a good player there. There isn't a great player there. You know, like, he does a few good things, but as far as a consistent good, like, basically, see, Zaha will give you a more consistent, effective output as a wide player. It's just that I'm just interested. Like, I feel like as wide, he's already hit his ceiling as wide. You know that centrally, it will be pretty interesting. But I think basically for Nigeria, he does sort of play outside, but he also does some stuff in the middle as well. And I think he's a lot more effective when he plays for Nigeria than he does for Arsenal. So,
by the way, I put money on Nigeria winning the AFCON.
Hey, relax.
I did that. I was supporting you, my brother.
Chill. We'll try, but we'll do
it wasn't much. It's £3, but I put it on.
Yeah, but that looks money. Thank you, man. Thank you, bro. So back to the whole Chelsea thing, man. I think it's sad. Oh. Perfect. This is what I wanted to talk about, because first of all, I said that it's actually quite sad, because I was looking at clips of Drogba and all that kind of stuff. I think was it a few days ago or last week, where like it was the anniversary of when Drogba basically scored the Bayern thingy, and it's so funny because like a really top striker for Chelsea could have changed Chelsea's entire season. Because if you look at the amount of chances created, whether it was through a Hazard, Loftus-Cheek, Pedro, and the amount of chances Morata missed, Higgins missed, Giroud missed.
That guy.
So how different do you think Chelsea's season could have been if they actually had like a top striker?
I thought that could have been Morata, but it wasn't.
Oh no! Look, I'll put my hands up. I thought
Higuain was going to come in and bang goals. I thought Higuain was going to get goals.
No, but I saw him at AC Milan. And when I saw him at AC Milan, I said, "Yeah, this." See, Higuain is done. Can we have an honest?
A little bald patch inside of
No, but can we have an honest Higuain conversation? He only had one truly amazing season. That's it.
No. At Real Madrid, he banged goals. I think if you look
I would bang goals at Real Madrid.
No. What?
I would bang goals at Real Madrid.
What?
So,
he banged goals at Real Madrid.
So like Higuain was considered a world-class striker.
I didn't say world-class. I didn't say world-class. I said he banged goals. If you look at his goal-scoring record at Real Madrid, is very good. Very, very good. But I don't think Higuain's ever been a world-class striker.
No one's really spoken about him.
No. That season that he broke the goal-scoring record, he was world-class. Like, that season, he was one of the best strikers in Europe. Like, when he scored 36 goals in a series.
That doesn't make him world-class because he did it for one season.
That's what I'm saying.
Just played
I think he had a very, very good season. You could say it's a world-class season, but I don't think he's ever been a world-class player. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, like, come on.
I think you can have a really good season or a good run of form where you're performing at a world-class level. It doesn't mean that you're world-class.
No. Look, I mean, I am happy to say because for me, I just feel like the only reason why Chelsea got Higuain was because.
Sorry to stop you. You believe that Higuain was world class that season?
No.
Yes
Just
or
for
no?
that season, yes. For that one season,
But
Napoli,
yet
yes.
you can't say Harry Kane is world class at all, and he's been doing it for 3 or 4. No.
Can I respond?
No, you can't. You can't.
How can
You can't respond.
No,
you can't
respond.
respond. You can't.
Just let me respond.
Go ahead.
Syria and Premier League are two different leagues, and the reason why that was such a big deal is because it is very difficult. I think only 4 times in history has the 30-goal barrier been broken in the Syria, so it's a very big deal to go over 30 goals.
Maybe it's just a dead league.
Or maybe it's just very hard to score. Have you seen? Do you know the guy Vieri, Ronaldo, Batistuta? They've been some amazing strikers, so it's been very hard to score. So then, Harry Truman super chats. I'm not sure what you mean here. Christensen better meant defecates himself before games.
He shits himself before games.
Oh, damn.
Christensen shits himself before games.
As in literally or figuratively?
I don't know. Possibly. We'll have to speak to the kit man.
Yeah. Hopefully it's...
There we go. You're waffling. Harry Kane is world class.
Says who?
Harry Kane.
Says Harry Kane.
Harry Kane's mum.
Says the comments.
No.
Come on, man. He is, man. Let's not get into it.
Harry Kane is world class.
Premier League merchants, man.
Harry Kane is world class.
EPL merchants.
But
Have you seen his goal scoring record in Champions League?
How has he scored in a semi or a final?
He's been injured for them. What do you want him to do?
No, has he scored in a Champions League semi?
Well, he might score in the final.
He might score in the final.
God forbid.
He has been injured. What do you want him to do? Play from his crutches?
Son showed up. Mura showed up.
Because Kane wasn't there. What do you want him to do?
Be there and show up for your team. Injury or not, be there and show up for your team.
I beg.
So back to this whole thing again. Look, for me, looking at this, I just feel that Arsenal are very strong favourites, and I'm finding it's very difficult. So, just from a tactical point of view, I don't know how Chelsea win this game. So, if I'm Chelsea and you approach, I think the first thing that Chelsea have to do, they have to nullify Aubameyang and Lacazette. Because again, the way thing is that how do Arsenal start up? But let's say Aubameyang and Lacazette are playing. See, that's where Kante is so crucial, because it is very important. Because I don't know whether he plays Dembele. I think Arsenal are going to go out to really try and be on the front foot. I think they're going to go out and really try to attack. They're not going to be conservative. So I think if they do it, because I think Arsenal are confident that, look at what we did to Valencia. And Emery has shown in his previous finals that, look, man, I am confident of going to a final and really attacking them. So,
you know what?
It's because it was difficult, because even if let's say Arsenal come out and attack, boom, we can now do transition play. How can you do transition with Barkley, who can't run, and you don't have Loftus-Cheek and Kante, you don't have Kante's.
You know, I think the main point for Chelsea's focus, if we are playing 5 at the back, one of our most dangerous outlets is Kolasinac going forward. He's not very good. His crossing is... His crossing is suspect, but he creates a lot of chances for us down the line. We use him a lot. If we can get him behind Aspilicueta, whoever's playing right back, if we could get him behind, he creates a lot of chances for Aubameyang and Lacazette.
So your right is Maitland-Niles?
Yes, yeah.
You see, if Alonso is there, man, bro, I don't know.
But he's very inexperienced and he's a bit sometime-ish.
He's
but
good. He's been good.
No, I rate him. I think he's great. But let's remember, he's a central midfielder. He's not a right wing. Yeah, he's a central midfielder. Yeah. He's played left back, left wing back, right wing back, right back. But everywhere apart from central midfield. He's a central midfielder. That's his natural position. But I think, in terms of Chelsea and what they need to look out for from us, is that we probably won't. We use the width a lot, and that's where a lot of our attacks come down. A lot of our attacks come down the left-hand side. Majority of our attacks come down that side. So, in terms of worrying about Marcos Alonso, I don't think that's your biggest worry. I think going forward, in terms of what you can do to help us, the lack of mobility that you'll have up front could harm you. Because I think if you're going to go Giroud up against our back three, as troublesome as Giroud is, I think that's the kind of thing that Socrates and Koscielny love. They love that battle, that physical battle. They love it. You put someone with a little nippy striker up there, pace, getting in around. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if you've got someone like that, that's a different story. Koscielny obviously has lost a lot of pace over the years. Socrates is just a brute. He loves a battle. If you have someone
So does
running
Giroud.
around there,
Giroud loves a
yeah.
scrap.
So that's what I mean. That plays into our
And I
hands.
feel like Giroud's going to be a link up. Hazard to run through. So I feel like it's imperative.
So if you played the false nine, Hazard
That was
no. But listen, if you play the false nine,
I say no.
Listen to what I'm saying.
It's not happening.
Listen, if you play the false nine against Socrates and Koscielny and Monreal,
we're screwed.
No. That is probably your best chance of success.
But who plays the false nine? You mean Hazard?
If Hazard plays in that false nine, imagine Hazard getting the ball, turning and running at these guys in the central position. It's over.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Did you know why that doesn't work? Is because you see the false nine position. You have to have experience in playing it, and I think the temptation that people have, like, oh my gosh, Hazard, he has all these skills. He'll be so great as a false nine position, but he may have the attributes, but he still needs to understand how to play it. And I think that what you want from Hazard is, first of all, you want to play your player in his best position. And what you want to remember, when you're in the middle of the pitch, it's much more congested. So even if Arsenal,
you've never seen the middle of our pitch, have you?
No,
wide open.
Look, even if that's the case, I just think that for Hazard to do the most damage is him in isolated position. So he'll be going up against Maitland-Niles.
He needs to be running. He needs to be running suitable. He can't be running. He can't be holding it up.
Back up with his back to goal and everything.
No. Hazard
is like.
I think your best bet for this particular fixture, I think Hazard. I think Giroud or Higuain. Forget
Giroud has to start. There's no doubt about it.
Giroud.
He has to start.
Giroud.
Hazard cannot be false nine. He cannot. It just won't work. It's not his type of style. Hazard works well when everyone's against him, and he's running with the ball because somehow he just doesn't lose it.
Actually, do you know with Conte, did Conte play Hazard just off of Giroud?
Yes, at one point.
What I'm thinking is that is there a way where they can do that for this game, where you can have not Hazard as a first, but Hazard is in the middle, but he doesn't play.
You want him centrally. That's what happens. You want him centrally. Damage.
When Hazard and Giroud play together, that's what happens. Giroud picks up the ball, holds it up, and lays it.
And then Hazard
comes. That's what happens, and it was working well.
People don't rate Giroud. I don't get it.
I don't understand why Giroud is even playing.
No. Giroud is a crap striker, but he's a very useful player.
He's not a crap striker. That's a bit harsh.
The guy.
That's a bit harsh.
The guy is.
That's like the 5th top goal scorer in French football history. Come on,
Super chat again from Harry Truman. It says that Christensen will get destroyed by uber weak mentality.
I mean, what's this guy's beef with Christensen?
Do you know? I'll be real with you. Rudiger may be more experienced, but I think Christensen is a better defender. I think like Christensen. I just think Christensen needs more games to be confident. Look, all three of Chelsea defenders are suspects because Rudiger's
had a great season.
Who?
Rudiger. He's had a great season.
I'd say solid because there've been times where he's been exposed where he doesn't know what the hell is happening with him, But for me, I think that for Chelsea's best chance of victory is. It's not even literally through Hazard. It's what other players do. But so your Giroud thing. Giroud, I think Giroud as a striker, the guy is not great. When you look at the goals, he's not great. I think Giroud is similar to what Benzema was last season for Real Madrid, where he is a very smart player. He's very good. He's very aware of his surroundings, and is very good at bringing other players into the game. Hence why when he's playing, he actually helps a Hazard.
Yeah,
someone helps a Pedro, which is what Higuain doesn't do.
The thing is with Giroud, if you can get him chances in and around the box, and it's just one touch finish. If you could get those sweeped crosses into him,
anything
buried.
That's hard, it's going
buried. If it's a one touch finish, head up,
if he has
buried.
If he has
Pedro isn't doing that. Willian isn't doing that.
There's your problem.
Aspilicueta can't do that.
You need to remember
because Callum Hudson-Odoi, I don't know how many games they played together, but the link up they had there
was very good.
And
that's where Pulisic comes in because I think Pulisic would greatly help Giroud's game. You see, Hazard can do that, but for Hazard, it's like you need Hazard to do it because Hazard, we want him to cut in on the left,
put
the ball across.
No, he doesn't need to bring it across for Giroud and Hazard. Giroud gets the ball, holds it up, and Hazard brings Hazard in. Hazard runs through,
Hazard makes
and then he can make a through. He can either shoot, pass, or whatever, create havoc. I don't expect Giroud does not expect crosses from Hazard because he knows what Hazard wants personally. Because when at the start of the season when them two were playing together, they were playing really well. The link up was there. He was always looking for Hazard. Hazard was making runs off of him. Giroud was so good at that, which is why if he doesn't score, I can take that because I know he's gonna assist. I know, and something happened and Giroud just stopped playing. I don't know what Sarri decided to do. Why he stopped? I don't know. And now we're here today with Higgs playing up front in the Prem, and then Giroud playing in the Europa League. I'm guessing hopefully he's keeping Giroud fit and for the Europa League because maybe he wants this. Maybe he really wants the Europa League.
If Giroud scores the winner against us, I'm gonna be sick.
but you know, let's put it like, okay, so the two previous games that Chelsea and Arsenal played. This is why I just think again for Arsenal it's remember that first game they played was what, his second game. Emery's second game,
and that was a
close game. Remember, Aubameyang missed a completely open goal,
crazy game,
and that's
we should not have lost that game.
So and then you now look at the second game. Was that 2-1?
2-0.
2-0. So it's like you look basically Chelsea have a lot more thinking to do than Arsenal because Arsenal know that. No, look, I think tactically we've got them figured out. I think for Chelsea, you have to come with somewhat of a different kind of approach. But I think the main thing about it is that, look, Chelsea can keep the ball, I think, better than Arsenal. But the issue for Chelsea is, are they going to be able to defend Arsenal when the ball goes out to Kolasinac? When Aubameyang and Lacazette get it? Do you trust Luis and people to be able to be defensively aware? Because once Aubameyang and Lacazette now get it into that little pocket and they...
a lot of this is going to be, are Chelsea going to commit men knowing that we could be devastating on the counter? Are Chelsea willing to
possession?
If Chelsea don't come out, I think it will play into Chelsea's hands. I think we will be set up for a counter attack. If you just let us have the ball, chances are we won't know what to do with it. If we're playing Ozil and we could get him into little pockets of space and with the runs of Lacazette and Aubameyang, then we might be able to hurt you. If Ozil's not playing, I think if we play possession football, we ain't going to be able to hurt you much. We haven't got that player to pick those little, passes and stuff like that. We don't have that.
You lot always playing. You lot have been playing on the counter this season. I believe.
So it depends on. I mean, it's a very intriguing
plays
battle.
On the counter against us anyway.
It's a very intriguing battle. I honestly don't think it's as clear cut as a lot of people think it is.
Sorry, so scores now. I'll come to you first. How do you think the game is going to go? What do you think the scoreline will be? So is it 90 minutes? Is it extra time? Is it penalties?
Knowing us, it will go to penalties.
Penalties?
It will go to penalties, and it's just going to be stress. It's going to be stress, and it's just going to be like this unneeded stress. Right? I don't need this. At the end of the day, this game doesn't matter. Even if we win it, it means nothing until that Champions League final has been played. Until Liverpool lift that trophy, I'm not celebrating fuck all, nothing, because it means nothing. If Tottenham win it, all of this is for nothing. So my prediction is penalties, someone wins.
How did this go?
Maybe 2-1 to Arsenal.
What, 90 or extra time?
9 minutes. I feel like the game will be wrapped up before then, before the penalties. I feel like if Arsenal get a really early goal or a goal first, then they'll win this. I feel if we win, for us to win, we have to score from the get-go, so the belief could get in the team, and so they can see, wow, we actually are close to this trophy. Because I've seen us go down to the Man Cities and the Liverpools, and we rarely pull ourselves back. So I feel like we have to score first if we are to win this. But if Arsenal scores first, it's going to be...
I think that plays into our hands, doesn't it? If we score first and you have to come at us, then...
No. If Arsenal score first, that's bad. I see. If Chelsea score first, I think that's what I mean.
It's like it's different. Like if City's playing, if you score, if the opposite team against City scores first, like no one's gonna be like, oh yeah, City's lost. Like you just know City are gonna come at you. Like with Chelsea, it's like I feel like when we can see this, it goes from here all the way down here, and then it's like everyone just doesn't know what to do. And it doesn't help that sometimes our finishing is not there, so that also plays to it's like, oh, keep going and nothing's coming. And so yeah, we have to score first if we want to be in a fight to win this. If we score first, we could concede.
I think
It's
we will score. I don't think you'll keep a clean sheet. I think we will score in this game. I can't see us not scoring.
Oh yeah, no. Arsenal will score. They will, just about will they outscore Chelsea? So just a few little brief news things just to get your thoughts on it. Bale, what happens to Bale this summer? Does he stay at Real Madrid or does he
Bale plays golf for the next 3 years.
So basically, okay, let's say you're Bale. What do? Do you rot on the bench and play golf and earn 51 million, or do you say screw you? Give me a cut rate compensation and let me go and join a team that can guarantee me first in football.
The thing is, Gareth Bale's getting paid a handsome amount of money. I think it's something stupid, north of 350.
Yeah, so why do you need more money?
No, don't get me wrong. It's not about needing more money. It's just what team can afford to take him on board. Are Real Madrid willing to pay part of his wages to allow him to go to another club? Only clubs I think who could really go out there and pay that money, who would actually want Gareth Bale at this stage in his career with his injury problems and whatnot, is maybe Man United. I think Man United are probably the only team desperate enough to go out there and take Gareth Bale with his injury problems, with the amount of money it's going to cost them. And I think a lot of that will depend on whether or not they can shift Sanchez. Because imagine having Sanchez and Bale on your book. Sitting there, if they could get rid of Sanchez or maybe get rid of Lukaku, they might go for Bale. Other than that, I can't see him having much options. I think he's ruined it. He should have gone before when he had these clubs after him. I think now he hasn't got many options. Who's going to really, realistically, in this day and age, want Gareth Bale?
Stay at Real Madrid or what? What do you think happens with Bale?
It's a tough one because, wow, where does he go? Like, Tottenham don't need him.
Well, Tottenham would have him, but they're not going to pay him
Put
that money.
Bale in Tottenham, they can win that. They can win a trophy. They're not winning a trophy with Harry Kane.
Because they don't need.
They're not
going
to pay him that money.
You need to understand. This is a new Tottenham. Like before, they needed him. Now it'll be a good bolster to their squad, but I don't think they need him. Oh my god, I need him. Manchester United probably need him more because they are in a position now.
It suits them, innit? He's a name.
They potentially could be the only big team in Europe. Well, in the Europa League.
I think
everyone else will be in Champions League in Europe. So they're gonna want to. They need before they drift away like how Liverpool did. When they just decided to fade out, because things just weren't happening for them season by season. That's happening to Man United now. Things are not happening for them. Like Manchester United fans still think that Manchester is red, which is hilarious.
It would be quite funny.
And it's Liverpool, and it's just the same thing that they were getting onto Liverpool about how your history. You're talking about it's the same thing they're doing now. Yeah, we're still the best club in Manchester. Maybe in the past, but right now, Manchester City are definitely the best team.
100%.
But the best, the biggest.
Just to throw a little mad one out there.
After Fred.
Yeah, a little mad one. Imagine if a club like Wolves went and got Bale. Wolves have got money. Wolves aren't poor.
Do they have enough money for
they got money.
They got money.
Wolves have got money.
They got PSG money.
You forget that. No, it's not that money.
No,
Wolves have got money. They're owned.
Who owns them?
They're owned.
Chinese.
They're owned by co-owned. It's a really shady operation, but basically, what's the super agent's name? Mendes. Mendes.
Yeah,
so he's got big control, and he basically gets all of these players through there. Do you know what I mean? So they've got. I reckon they could go and get a Gareth Bale.
They got the money. They can.
That would be interesting.
Any player that you see Chelsea, Man United, Liverpool can go for. Wolves can go for them, but obviously they're not going to. The players whoever they go for might not want to go to Wolves, but Wolves can. They
could get a Gareth Bale if no one else is after him. They could go and get a Gareth Bale.
All right, so basically, just final thing before we sort of round this off, because a lot of guys have been saying this in the chat. So look, let me write it. So Samuel Chokeze, one of the stars of La Liga, attacking wide man from Villarreal, fantastic player, Nigeria's best player, hopefully future Ballon d'Or. Apparently he's been linked to
he ain't no Leon
Liverpool. Hey, relax. Jamaica.
Here we go again.
Niger.
Sorry.
For what?
United fans still claiming that United are.
Man, look, guys, you're relevant as a brand, not as a footballing elite club. Just
that's all it is. Like
Jamaica.
Sabo Chokeze, do Liverpool need him? Do you think he would improve Liverpool? I mean, how much of this player do you know about?
This name is new to me, so I couldn't give my input in on this. I haven't really.
Okay, so let me put it this because I know you've
seen flashes. Yeah,
but do Liverpool need an attacking wide dribbling kind of a player, which is what he's basically. He's an attacking wide player who is very skillful and can dribble.
I don't know what Klopp's plans are for next season, but if they bring him in, he'll be behind Salah, right?
Or Mane, because he can play either side.
If he comes in, I feel like it's purely just
back up,
and to
it'll be a wasted move for him.
That's what I'm saying. At the same time, it will stop his growth unless Real Madrid
go get
are
Mane.
actually gonna buy Mane or Salah.
I think
so. If that happens, then yes, that move is a good move for him. But right now, if Liverpool's staying as it is and only bolstering, then I feel like
Liverpool don't need. I think Liverpool needs Ziyech more than they need. For me, when I picture Ziyech in a Liverpool shirt, it fits.
I think Liverpool need.
I don't think
because
he's that different type of player which they don't have, where he has that creative. He can so he can create something out of little pockets of space that they don't have. Fekir, but I think Ziyech would give you.
I've seen Fekir bits, man.
I love Fekir. I wanted Fekir at Arsenal 2 years ago. He's a baller. I think Fekir and Lacazette, the link up they had at Lyon was ridiculous. So as soon as Lacazette comes, like, I want this one as well, because you don't have one without the other. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like cheese and onion crisps. If you're not just gonna have cheese crisps, cheese and onion. You know what I mean? That's how it comes. So like Lacazette and Fekir, that's what I wanted. So I think they're similar players for me, Ziyech and Fekir. I think either one of those at Liverpool would be dangerous because it gives you that added element where if Plan A is not working, where you can't just use overwhelm teams because they're sitting back or whatever. Yeah. You have this guy who could pick out little runs.
No, because Ziyech, what I saw that guy do for Ajax, that's why I think Morocco are one of the favorites this summer, because I think it's been great.
They've got some good ballers there at Morocco. Yeah. No, we'll have to do an AFCON preview.
No, for sure. I mean, what's it called? So, and I think from the point of view, like for Chokeze, if you're 19 and you're that good, see. I want him to leave Villarreal because I want him to move to a bigger team. But if he's not guaranteed the first team football, then there's no point.
A good chance of a run in a team.
I'm greedy.
You don't break up those three. You don't break up those three. That would be silly.
No way. So for me, I think that if I'm Samuel Chukwueze's agent, unless you're guaranteed first team football, then there's no point. Like in Liverpool's point of view, it's great. So if Salah goes down or Mane goes down, that's a great guy to come in and really deputize for them. So for Chukwueze, do you really want to be deputizing for those guys?
Speak to him. Bring him to Arsenal, bro. We could do with that. We need wide players. Bring him to Arsenal, bro. Speak to him.
Have you seen Pedri and A.K. William Negro at Chelsea?
Those
two clowns.
Speak to your boy. Bring him to Arsenal, yeah?
Okay, guys, look, man. So that is it from us. Right, just remember, Hope Meets Banter will drop Friday at 12 p.m. And remember, we will be doing a live chat-along of the Europa League final.
Yeah, man.
Of course. Yeah. So join us for that. We'll be starting like about an hour before.
I will be drunk.
Yep. so it's going to be interesting. So yeah.
Just before we go.
Yeah.
It's going to be a North London Derby Super Cup.
No, it's not.
That's what it's going to be.
No.
North London Derby Super Cup.
It's not going to be the Arsenal. No. I won't allow it.
And I cannot wait to see the Arsenal fans celebrating with the Tottenham fans down Tottenham High Road, all the way down to Highbury.
No.
Celebrating their European success.
Basically, let's say, no offense to Tottenham fans or anything like that. Even the line of Tottenham Champions League winners, it doesn't ring. It just doesn't ring. Like, Tottenham Champions League winners,
That's how it's going to happen.
Like, I think this is as far as their juju takes them. Their juju has worked very well so far. Your juju can't give you a Champions League.
Look at our team when we won.
It's not going to happen.
Oh no, yeah.
Look at when we won. We didn't have a good team. We just had one guy.
Alright, guys. Peace out. Stay true.